Like, I'm not a Scuff supporter. Well, yes and no. I mean, I'm dealing with Scuff right now, so how can I really hate Scuff? You know? Scuff is Scuff. You kind of just deal with it. I'm gonna keep refreshing the bitrate and just, or refreshing, making sure it's all. Oh, how's that Discord too? Maybe I have too many tabs open. Which is really funny because I game on this and I don't. Okay. So I just started a new one again. Okay. For the sake of continue it, for the sake of, yeah, I'm not gonna publish the previous VOD or the like second tiny one. So continuing this is my second, third time talking about this because OBS and Discord and Twitch and my Wi-Fi all hate me. So I bought a book from an author. It's like fantasy, action, like mystery, thriller type of book. Really good. I really like the first chapter. I don't remember the name of it, however, it is in my vlog. So if you watch it, you'll see the book. I recommend it. I thought it was interesting. And so I told my mom that I bought a book. I got a little bit lectured for spending a lot of money. Little does she know I just bought an Ina plush on Macari for like $24, but shh. And so I told her, and I was like, Mom, I got this book, and so I just told her, and I'm like, I got it from the guy behind us, because I didn't realize there were two, like, book people behind us. I haven't paid that much attention to the people, like, directly behind us. As I say this, there was a, like, poster of a book cover, literally, like, you could see it from our side of the booth. I say that as I was, like, right behind me. But that's not important, guys. How was I supposed to know? And so, when she goes on her little walk, she tells the dude, not the one I bought from, but a different author, my daughter bought your book. And so she tells me, and I'm like, Mom, that's the wrong dude. So she's like, oh my god, I felt like a terrible person. And it was so funny. And we just had like a lot of like fun chats with people. There was one person, I think, I don't know how old they were, but they were really sweet. So they saw that I had Demon Slayer keychains because I had Mitsuri and Shinobu on my display. So they're talking to me about how much they love Mitsuri, and I was like, oh my god, me too. And so they asked me, they're like, have you seen this gambling anime Kakegurui? I'm like, yeah, I've seen Kakegurui. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I also just like wasn't a Kakegurui fan. Like I've cosplayed from it, but wasn't my favorite fandom, no. And so she starts asking, she's like, so who's your favorite Kakegurui character? And I'm like, Because I don't know a lot about Kakegurui. I don't remember a lot about Kakegurui. It just, like, it didn't impact me or make, like, that impression, you know? There's just those shows that just don't, like, leave that impression. And so I'm like, oh, I liked Mary, but I also like this one character who wore this hoodie, and I've cosplayed her, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, me too. And so she was so bubbly, and she was so nice. Another really, really funny interaction I had. This one was one of my favorites too. It was these Love and Deep Space fans came to my booth because I have a Love and Deep Space shaker charm, and so they were talking, and I heard them talking about Love and Deep Space. So I asked, I'm like, so who's your main? And I think they said like someone's sister played it. I was like, so who's your sister's main? They're like, oh, Silas. And they're like Silas, Zane, like Raphael, and all that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm a Caleb main. And they're like, we've never met a Caleb main before. They're like, you're the first Caleb main we've ever met. And I was like, oh my god. So I literally have a stream. Every like Love and Deep Space thing I've done Caleb's story quest because I love Caleb. I have a Caleb obsession. I literally have a Caleb flag and Caleb body pillow in my dorm. The body pillow was like sent to me by a friend, so I didn't purchase that. I did not make the decision to get it. Someone got it for me. However, that does not mean I don't like Caleb. And so we were just talking. I was like, oh, well, I really love Caleb, and I like Celis, and I like Zane, and I don't like Xavier. And they're like, so what do you think of Raphael? And I'm like, because I don't know, Raphael's very bratty. He's just like not my fave. I don't hate Raphael, I just don't like him. And they're like, oh my god, no, we can't talk to you because one of them was a Raphael main. And it was funny. It was hilarious. I'm just like everyone who came by, like I would talk to them. We just have fun interactions. There were a lot of like cool cosplayers, so whenever they walked by my booth, I'd stop there and be like, "Wait, I love your cosplay." And there would be instances where like they didn't hear me. I'd still say, "Wait, I love your cosplay anyway." Spread positivity, guys. So it was a fun con. Once we reached like 2 hours left, my energy dipped. I was like dragging, I was like barely conscious. Because I was running on 4 hours of sleep. I only really ate lunch. The Chewy bars weren't that good. Much to my hope that they would carry me through the day, they were not good. Um, I thought Chewy bars were like godly as a kid. Now as like an adult, I'm like, eh. And so I'm like, Mom, because the dude next to us, so we were in the middle of two people. One just never showed up, so he had an empty table. So whenever my dad would come by, he would sit there. The dude next to us, he did not. He just had a chair and boxes. So we were trying to figure out what, because we knew he sold like swords. So he was just selling mystery boxes, and each box, contained one thing. So we got along with him, and whenever he'd leave to watch we'd watch his booth, being good people, and he tried to tip us. And at first, my mom was like, "No," she didn't take the tip. And then she left, and he came over. He handed me $5. He's like, "Here." And I'm like, "No, no, no." And he literally he set it on the table and walked back to his booth. And I couldn't get up and walk over because I don't want to leave my stuff unattended. So I accepted the tip. And so he left again. And this time my mom sat at his booth just to make sure no one stole anything. He came back and he gave us another $5 tip. And so we made $10 in tip, and we tried not to accept it, and he kind of just made us accept it. He was really nice. Every time I'd look around, we'd lock eyes, and I'd be like, "Is it going good?" He'd give me a thumbs up, and we'd just chat. Very simple conversation. And so we reached the end of the con, and I was really happy. I traded one of my badges for 2 stickers. Let me see. Let me grab my iPad. Okay, never mind. I don't know where it is. So I got 2 stickers. I'm going back to my vlog to see what they said on it. You guys can see this in detail. One says, "I'm about to become everybody's problem." And the other says, "Silly goose on the loose." And I love silly stickers. They're my favorite. And so we finished up the day. We packed up. And it was a complete disaster as we walked out the door because me and my mom didn't know how to use a dolly. And my dad was picking us up. So he was, "Oh no, I did something that I didn't want to do. Oh, I'm clicking on things I didn't want to click on." So me and my mom didn't really know what we were doing. And so she's pulling the dolly, I'm walking behind to make sure nothing drops. And I have a gut feeling that a disaster is about to hit. And I was right. Because as we were walking out, the dolly snapped, and the top thing that held all of my pins, all the really tiny things, fell over and spilled all over the entrance of the building. And I'm holding a ton of stuff, so I don't really have the free arms, and plus my injured knee is killing me. And so these 3 people that are waiting for their ride know us, and they're so nice and they help us, so we start picking things up. And so we gave them 3 free things, 2 small badges and 1 large badge. And in response, it was really funny because my mom handed her alone the medium badge. She goes, "My daughter's really proud of this." And I'm sitting there, I never said I was really proud of this. I like it, but it's not my favorite thing I've ever made. So am I really proud of this? No, but yeah. And so we get outside, and I'm just sitting, and I was just standing by everything, and my dad's not there, and I'm if only he was there, nothing would have spilled over and died. And so we get back to the hotel, and we're both exhausted. I don't even want to go out to dinner. The rooftop bar didn't have a very good menu, but I was I just didn't want to go anywhere. I was exhausted. And so I get back to the hotel, and I read some Yuri. And I'm kind of just like laying in bed motionless because I also like left my iPad in the car. But I read my Yuri, filmed a little bit of the vlog. It was just in con hall. And then we walked to get to the food hall. The food hall was really nicely decorated. I got sushi for a second night in a row, and that was really, really good. For some reason, the sushi at this really small stall in the food hall was better than this like fancy looking restaurant. I don't know, it just was. But it's really pretty. At least the area we were in was pretty. And so we were walking by like these decorated trees, and this one lady's like really upset nearby. And so of course we like go over to see what's happening. She's lost. I don't remember where she was trying to get. So we were trying to help her, and I was kind of just like standing off to the side. And while my dad's trying to like give her directions, because I don't know directions, I just start editing the vlog. The reason why the vlog was so ready to be posted was whenever I'd upload a clip, I would edit it. Because the vlog is only 3 minutes long. It's not a long thing. It's only 3 minutes, very short. But whenever I'd upload a clip, I would edit and add the text after every time. And then, so that's kind of what I did. So that's how I got it so done so fast. Because I didn't really film anything long. Everything was like 7 seconds. So I'd edit a 7-second clip, film another one, and then another one, so forth, so forth. And so we get back to the hotel, and at dinner the first night, a long time ago, I don't remember how long ago, but I saw a trailer. Something called Pooh Bear Blood and Honey. I thought it was a joke. I thought someone just made up a funny movie. Not necessarily funny, but you know what I mean? Like a meme, like a joke trailer. Because you see those everywhere, right? No, it's a legit thing. And so I was like, okay, we should watch this. Well, they wanted to watch it with my brother. So we watched a different one called, it was a Mickey Mouse horror movie. And as we were watching it, we're like, this is really, really, like, it's just not a high quality movie. It's why parents were not invested. So we turn on Pooh Bear Blood and Honey. I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, what am I watching? It was just so bizarre. And I have like no words for it. My mom like fell asleep partway through when my dad finished it. But I have like no words for that. And then after that I watched Emerichu, and I watched Spilled Ink, and I went to bed. And then I woke up and I read Yuri. As soon as I opened my eyes, I read Yuri, I played some Musume, I played Fate Grand Order. I finally got out of New Orleans of Fate Grand Order. When it comes to Fate Grand Order, I know all about it in terms of like lore and what happens, because when I go to bed, I will listen to lore videos. My favorite playlist is the Fate Grand Order lore videos by Talkie.com. I listen to those religiously every night. So when it comes to Fate Grand Order, except for the Lost Belts, I kind of know what's going on. And so New Orleans is like one of those where I'm not interested in the lore. I know what happens. I watch Otaki.com on YouTube. I don't need to know what happens. I basically know what's going on. What, I read Yuri and I played that. And then we went to get breakfast. It was actually good today. It was okay. So I love pancakes. I think this is in my debut stream. I first debuted as a wee little sheep. I said I loved pancakes. I love pumpkin pancakes. I love banana pancakes. I like normal pancakes. I like chocolate chip pancakes. I love pancakes. And then we get there. I sit down. I thought it was like pancakes with bacon and stuff on the side and like pecans on top. No, it was a pancake with chopped up bacon, sausage, and candied pecans inside. I was terrified because that sounded really, really bad. So I was like, can I just get chocolate chip pancakes? And so they just give me a kid's meal. It was chocolate chip pancakes, potatoes, and eggs. And I basically just got a kid's meal. And it was like, it hit the spot. It was good. I was happy. And so then we drove home. I filmed like the start of the drive, and then I edited the vlog. The drive, I was just on TikTok the entire time. I edited the video, and then I posted it, and did all that. And then I just watched TikTok, and then I got home. I had ramen, and my mom are watching Percy Jackson right now, the one on Disney Plus. So I've seen it already. She hasn't. I've yet to see the second season, so we're rewatch. Well, I'm rewatching it, and she's watching for the first time, and it's so funny. Because she'll go, she'll go, let's watch Perseus. I'm like, no, it's Percy Jackson. She's like, well, his name is Percy. It's named after the Greek dude. I'm like, no, the show is called Percy Jackson. And it's so funny because before this, for the past 2 years, we have been rewatching Supernatural. We finished it 2 days. No, we finished it a few days before it got taken off of Netflix. And I needed a hole to fill, guys. Because every day we would sit down in the living room together and we'd watch Supernatural. And it's like our bonding time. We'd bond over it. Well, now we're bonding over Percy Jackson. And so we watched that. I went upstairs. I played Pokemon. And then I ate dinner, watched more Percy Jackson, came upstairs, played Pokemon. And then I went to get ready for the night. And I started freaking out, guys, because I kept hearing a random tapping sound in the bathroom. So we're in the tap, tap, tap. Now, for those who don't know, I already have tinnitus, so I already hear a whooshing heartbeat type of noise in my ear, which is apparently not normal, and if it doesn't go away, I need to get an MRI, which is scary, because I've never had an MRI before. An MRI is like a big word that kind of sounds scary. So, not only do I have tinnitus, but I'm hearing a tapping sound. And so I'm like, oh, no. So I scurry out the bathroom. I shut the door. And my dad says good night. I'm like, Dad, there's a tapping sound in the bathroom. And he goes, oh, it's just a leaking faucet. I'm like, you didn't tell me? So I was freaking out for nothing. Because no one told me, I guess. No one said, hey, there's a leaking faucet in the bathroom. No, I was just left to, like, freak out on my own. And so that summarizes the con weekend. It was a very fun weekend. I had fun. We made money. Will I table at that con again? I don't think so. It didn't have a good enough crowd to make it worth it, I guess. Because, okay, let me phrase it like this. I tabled at a 2-day convention in before, and I had no inventory. And I made double the amount I made at this show with more inventory. So I guess, like, considering those two factors, I decided this con wasn't worth it. And so, but I'm going back to the con that I tabled at before, where I made a lot with no inventory, and I'm very excited to see how it's changed, because I think I'm comparing my growth rate to that. And if I do really well at that and make more than I did before, then I know I've, like, grown and I've improved. So I'm very excited to see that. Very, very excited. Though I have a busy few days ahead of me, because I do have a commission to work on, and I'm super excited, super fun. The client is so nice to talk to. I love them so much. They're so sweet with their responses. Every time I send an update, they're so nice and sweet about it, and it just, like, melts my heart. One of my other things I loved doing, when I did the custom sketches, people would get it back and I'd be so happy, and it would just, like, melt my heart. You don't understand. I would get so happy when people, like, get really excited over the stuff I make. I'm just, like, in tears, guys. I'm always so happy. Because, you know, I love that kind of stuff. Oh wait, I forgot I was supposed to send something. Hold on, let me ask something real quick. I'm gonna server and I forgot to send this. Hold on. Okay, question asked. So it was a fun weekend. I didn't sell as much as I would like. I still have a ton of inventory. But I got to meet one of my favorite voice actors of all time. I didn't, another thing that was, like, for me was I didn't really get to bond with the other artists like I did the first con. The first con, I made friends that I talk to whenever I see them at conventions. I'm like, oh my god, hey, and we'll, like, talk. I didn't get that same really bond in terms of like exchanging socials and like talking after. I didn't get that same like bond with others, which is kind of just like, okay, it was whatever. But you can only do so much, really. But it was fun. I had fun. As for the week ahead, I'm gonna keep it short, just because I'm really tired. Um, I got like no sleep the entire con, so I'm gonna keep it short, and I'm kind of just gonna like do a quick breakdown of like the week. So to kind of break it down, I'm gonna be doing probably a lot of drawing streams this week. So expect that, because I am toying with Lip Studio Paint. Ideally, I'm gonna like hook up my drawing tablet for one of them, so using the big boy for a stream. We'll probably be doing some Uma Musume, some Fake Grand Order, now that I'm like out of New Orleans and I'm not like strangling the gate, like let me out of New Orleans. So I'll probably play some Fake Grand Order. I'm reinstalling Love in Deep Space, so expect Love in Deep Space, Fake Grand Order, assuming a lot of iPad game streams, because that's my favorite to do, ideally, and maybe a karaoke. I am putting together another karaoke set list. However, this is very dependent on if I'm left home alone for a good amount of time, because my brother is coming home for the for Christmas. So we probably won't have a karaoke stream for the rest of the year until maybe spring break. Perhaps maybe tomorrow, if I don't pick him up from the airport tomorrow, we may have a karaoke stream. So possibly tomorrow, possibly not. I have no idea. I'm gonna keep it short and simple because I'm exhausted. But I did want to talk about the con tonight before I forget. But do please keep an eye out on the vlog. I worked hard on this. It was really awkward filming. I've never filmed before, as I've stated. It's literally in the vlog. I'm like, I've never filmed a vlog before. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm very nervous, but I had fun. So please check it out. Please share it. Please, just spread it around. Thank you. And if you ever see me at another con, please say hi. The vlog is there. And Al is also the name for my TikTok. So if you look up Al, my TikTok is Al Draws Blue. I will post my TikTok I'll post one of my art TikToks on Twitter as well, because I do have an art TikTok account as well. So I'll post that on Twitter too. Thank you for those who stopped by. I'll be heading off for the night and get some well-deserved sleep, because I worked hard yesterday and I need the sleep. Bye bye. Possibly karaoke tomorrow. If not, we'll do something else that I mentioned before. Bye bye.